Hi, I'm Dr. Ellis Orozco, and thanks for listening to this video podcast. I hope you have a great weekend. Hi, and thanks for listening in. A while back, the Baptist Standard, which is our state denominational newspaper, was doing a kind of a bio on me, and they asked all these questions. And one of the questions they asked was for me to name people who had impacted my life, mentors that I'd had in my past. And it was really an interesting exercise to do that, to go back in my memory and think of all the people who had an impact on my life. And I think it's an important thing to do. So I wanted to talk to you this weekend a little bit about being intentional in the way that you give thanks, and especially to the people who have helped you along the way. There's this story from Jesus' life where Jesus is going from Galilee to Jerusalem, and he's going kind of on the edge between Galilee and Samaria. Now, the Jews and the Samaritans, of course, didn't like each other. There was this centuries-long animosity between them. And Jesus is going into one village, and there are 10 men who have leprosy there, and they call out to him, and they're wanting healing. Well, Jesus tells them to go show themselves to the priest, indicating that he's going to heal them. And it says that along the way, as they went and obeyed Jesus, they were healed, all 10 of them. And then it reports that actually only one of them came back from the healing to thank Jesus. And that one threw himself at Jesus' feet and just thanked him. And then it says that one, and this is really the kicker, the one who came back was a Samaritan. The other 9, the indication is, were Jewish, and the one is the Samaritan. And from Jesus' perspective, or his audience's perspective, it was like he was the last one you would have thought would have done the right thing, and yet he did. There's a couple of things in that story that you can key into, but the biggest one for me is the lesson of how important it is for us to go back and say thank you to all the people who have helped us. I think back to the influence of my father and my mother, my uncle, who I was named after, and professors at A&M, and then professors at seminary. And then early in my ministry, different pastors who had an impact on me as a young pastor. And we all have those people. And so what I want to encourage you this weekend is to make a list. I mean, literally write down all the people who have had an impact on your life. And then if you can, if those people are still alive, write a note, send an email, give them a call, and thank them for what they've done in your life. Don't be like the 9 who got healed and never came back to say thank you. Be like the one Samaritan who recognized what Jesus had done for him, and because of the joy in his heart, had to go back and thank Jesus. And at the end of the story, you find Jesus blessing that one Samaritan. Now, all of them got healed, but only one of them, the one who came back to give thanks, got the real blessing. And so this weekend, I want to encourage you, take some time to reflect on all the people who have made a difference in your life, and then be intentional about going back to say thanks. I hope you have a great weekend.